Here's how you know a relationship is a good relationship for you. It makes you feel better about yourself, not worse. It makes you feel more loved. So if you are not getting those things, it's a relationship you can't be in.
Here is today's case.
He was starting to come home late from work, which got me thinking, and he left his phone in the living room. I went ahead and went through it, and prostitutes, asking how much, and a few of them actually gave the address.
Once I thought about it, I knew I was wrong.
And you mean to tell me you did all of that and then just didn't show up?
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, as you know, for the first time on Divorce Court, we have a virtual audience, and it's filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Alicia from St. Louis, Missouri.
Alicia, welcome to Divorce Court. We are so happy you're here with us today.
Your Honor, this is the case of Bliss versus Myrick.
Thank you, Juan. Jaime Bliss.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have brought your husband, Mr. Christopher Myrick,
Yes, Your Honor.
to divorce court today. The two of you have been married for almost 4 years, but you're having a number of issues. You say if you can't resolve them today, it's time for you to go your separate ways.
Yes, I'm tired of his mother and his mother's toxicity, and if he can't fix it or we can't fix it and we can't get out of that house, I'm done.
Because you say you've moved in with his mother?
Yes, he's her caretaker, and frankly, since we've been there, it's just been problematic. I'm tired of it.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. Myrick, and why you're here today?
Well, I am my mother's caretaker, and since moving in with my mother, things have been very hectic lately. So, yeah, having two different women inside the same household clashes. Women like to have their own different ways, their house different certain ways, and so she likes to have her house a certain way. My mother likes to have her own way.
How long have you been living with your mother?
For a while now, so maybe about years, like a couple years.
A couple of years?
Yeah.
And what are the clashes you say are taking place in the household? Because you also have 3 children, right?
Yes, but that's not the whole story, because his mother likes to give opinions on how we parent our children, and me especially, so it's a problem. I can go in and be making food, and she'll come in and say that that's not the right thing for them to eat, and it's a lot of, you're not a good mother, you don't know how to parent correctly.
She tells you that?
Yes. She's the definition
And does she
of a monster-in-law.
does she do that in front of the children where they hear her?
Yes.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. Myrick?
Me personally, it's like, I'm okay with her yelling at the kids, but then it's like, my mother's not, so then it's like, I have to tell her, like, okay, I have to step in and be like, okay, I'll parent a little bit, just so there won't be conflict. So I'll jump in real quick and be like, all right, come here, and I'll discipline them, like, in the corner or quieter, just so it won't be like her saying something, then she hears my mom saying something, and then it's like arguing. Then it's like,
Have you talked to your mother directly about the way she speaks to your wife in front of the children?
Yeah, but my mom's real old school, so it's like talking to her, she's like very set in her ways. So me telling her, well, you know, Jaime, this or that, she's not really listening all the time.
No, it's not even that. It's not just about parenting. It's also, if I go out with my friends, your mom always has something to say because she thinks that I'm doing something else and that I'm leaving him to be a single father for a few hours, and that's not the case. But it's always a problem, even if it's just going out to dinner with my girlfriends, whatever it may be, it's a problem, and it causes conflict.
What is the resolution for you? Since he is his mother's caregiver, right?
Yeah, I'm my mother's caregiver.
What is the resolution for you in your mind? Have you discussed a possible resolution with
Moving,
him?
because if we don't move by tax time, I'm gone. It's just that simple.
You say by tax time?
Yep, he has until February or March.
And what about his mom and her needing help?
They have other caretakers for that.
And is that not an option for you?
Nah, no, it's not right now, because I take care of my mother, and I'm the only one who takes care of my mother like that. So it's difficult for me to think about doing something
Someone
different.
else.
Yeah, someone else or someone different, because that's my mother.
Did the two of you move in to your mother's home, or did she move in with you?
We moved into my mother's home.
Okay, and was that a financial help for the two of you? Was that a reason for you to move in?
I think it was the easiest way out with him having to take care of her, and then we could save money on the side.
But you say there are other issues that have now caused some serious divisiveness between the two of you. Tell me about that.
Well, he likes to text other women, and he was starting to come home late from work, which got me thinking, and he left his phone in the living room, and he went in to take a shower, and I went ahead and went through it, and prostitutes, sending pictures, asking how much to go see them, and a few of them actually gave the address, and then there was no conversation after that. So as a woman, I think we all understand what that means. Once you have an address, you no longer need to communicate on the phone.
Not true.
Right? Mr. Myrick.
That is not true.
I was so empathetic
I admit
to you,
it.
Mr. Myrick, prior to hearing this.
Don't be.
Your mom, your wife, you got 3 kids trying to make it work. Now this. What's happening, sir?
During that time period, I felt like things we weren't on the same page as certain things. I didn't feel like there was love coming this way, so my mind started to just wonder. I started to just wonder about things but I never actually planned on doing anything with anybody.
So you went on a website where women were offering sexual services for money, am I right?
Correct.
So you responded to one of those ads, correct?
I did.
And you wrote to them and you requested the services, am I right?
Correct.
Then the two of you took it off of the website and you gave out your personal phone number, right?
Correct.
Then you start texting with this woman, perhaps it was more than one, on an individual basis outside of the website.
Yes.
You asked for the address.
Once I did.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is one time.
Yes, all it takes one time.
So you ask for the address, you get the address, you agree on a meeting location, right? That address, and you mean to tell me you did all of that, went through all of that effort, and then just didn't show up?
Correct.
Let's not forget the naked pics
It was
from
just
the women in the phone.
just to, time. I never had any intentions of doing anything. It was just the thought of just doing it. I guess
It wasn't just the thought of doing it, because it wasn't just the thought, sir. You pursued it. She has all of the evidence leading up to the fact that you got an address of where to meet. But then after that, it's no, I actually didn't do anything.
No.
So the fact that she doesn't believe it, it's reasonable. She's not jumping to conclusions.
It's understandable that she doesn't believe it, but nothing never happened.
You took a lot of actions in furtherance of those thoughts.
You exchanged naked pictures with a prostitute.
But let's not.
Not good.
But let's not think that she's so innocent. She has had her own problems too of sending pictures to guys. It's understandable. It looks that way, but it's not that way.
Yeah, it was where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
You exchanged naked pictures with a prostitute. Not a random female on the street, but a prostitute.
I mean, my intentions were selfish, but it wasn't never to hurt her. It was just more of just to relieve my mind of what's going on at home, the problems that we were having. And I thought about it, but then once I thought about it, I knew I was wrong.
I'm gonna tell you something. No, you didn't, because if you took a lot of actions in furtherance of those thoughts. You made a plan, and nowhere was there a text or an email or communication where you called it off. There's no evidence of that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Besides what you're saying in court right now.
Yeah. But let's not.
It's not good.
But let's not think that she's so innocent. She has had her own problems too of sending pictures to guys during this time period also, which also kind of led me to do what I did too.
So you mean to tell me that you found photos that she sent to someone
Yep.
prior to all of this?
Within the same time frame of what's going on with me, she was doing the same thing.
Because I knew what he was doing.
Well, no, tell me, what, hold on a second, Miss Bliss. What happened?
After I found out what he was doing and he was doing his own thing, I did the same damn thing. I just didn't go through with it.
What did you do?
Oh, I sent pictures. I sent texts. But I never once asked for an address or to actually meet up with somebody.
Who is this person?
Random dudes that would hit me up on Facebook, Snapchat, whatever it may be.
But it goes both ways. Like, if she's saying that she didn't do nothing.
It's really interesting because, the first thing is I'm not getting the attention, we're having issues, we're having problems, and instead of addressing the actual problems, you take actions that make it worse. And then you say, because he's doing these things, I'm hurt, now I'm angry, I'm feeling resentful about how I'm being treated.
Yep.
So I, in turn,
did the same thing.
Do something similar. And that's how the two of you end up here in divorce court. Because no matter what happens, making the decision to hurt each other further only exacerbates whatever the underlying issues were in the marriage in the first place.
Spending 10 grand on her dogs.
Is this your money you're spending?
I mean,
But you said there were also other pets.
Oh, like my 8-foot lizard that I had to get rid of because you were petrified of him going in the house?
A what?
My 8-foot lizard.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
I think the other problem, he doesn't let me spend money the way I want. I grew up with a very wealthy family, and he penny pinched it.
So when you're spoiled and grow up rich, you expect, certain things to be that same way.
How do you say that's impacted your relationship now?
Because I want to buy things and I can't. And I grew up being able to buy anything and everything. Like, my mom was sitting down with us, and I looked at her and I said, well, why couldn't I have this? And she was like, well, you never asked. And he was right there, so he saw how easy it was to get things, and I can't do that in my marriage. And frankly, if I make money and he makes money, why can't I spend some of that on things that I enjoy?
But we're a family together, and there's certain things that she has an obsession with. Like, she has an obsession with candles, hand sanitizer. I know it's COVID, so it's like she's really on the hand sanitizers and everything like that, as you can see right there, everywhere. And be boxes coming to the houses that I don't even know, Debbie, I open the door and there's another box. Every other day, I'm like, what's going on?
I understand that you say that this is a point of contention between the two of you, but compared to everything else that's happening in the relationship, in the marriage, this is small potatoes. You have much bigger fish to fry.
Than my candles.
Spending money.
Than what I hear about the candles
her
and
dog, spending 10 grand on
and
her
the soap.
dogs for her dog show.
$10,000?
Between two dogs.
It racks up.
Dogs, yeah.
Is this your money you're spending?
I mean,
I didn't grow up with dogs, so my love for animals.
That's not my problem.
Or not the same as hers. So
that's
when
not
she
my problem.
When she spends money, I'm like, well, that money could have went for something more important.
I can't even get a candle, let alone get a dog that I know he's gonna say no to.
But you said there were also other pets.
Oh, like my 8-foot lizard that I had to get rid of because you were petrified of him going in the house?
A what?
My 8-foot lizard.
Yeah, you might have had to get rid of that.
No, and see, we have smaller children, and he would roam around the house. I mean, look how cute he is.
Look at that. No, when you see something like that.
See, that is one way. That is one way to not only get rid of. That is one way to get rid of everyone in the house.
That's okay.
What happened to all the animals? Do you still have them?
What happened? He forced me to get rid of them because he wasn't comfortable in the house. So, $10K down the toilet in dogs, about $400 down with the lizard, and between all the other animals that I fostered or tried to keep, they all had to be gotten rid of.
There's a lot happening here between the two of you. The animals, you obviously came to a resolution on that
and
because they're gone.
And the car she just bought.
Hold on one second. Because it's interesting that for whatever reason, you set boundaries when it came to the animals. You were assertive about that, not having the animals, and the animals are gone. But other boundaries you haven't been able to set.
I try.
No,
but-
you're not trying. Let me tell you what has to happen here. Because what happened with you going on the website, planning to meet up with these women to pay for sex, huge issue.
Yeah.
And you can't send photos in retaliation.
Yeah.
But it's a big breach of trust. And it's really hard to come back from something like that. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of work. But the two of you are still trying to manage and live in the same household with his mother. And you said for you, because the line that's being drawn in the sand today is really about living with your mother, from everything I've heard and everything I've read. And it seems to me that all of this essentially is an after effect of what's really going on and how unhappy your wife is with the living situation that's been happening for the last 2 years with your mom.
Yep.
And you've reached an impasse on the agreement because she's saying that she's going to leave if the two of you don't move. And what is your response to that?
I mean, I want our marriage to work.
He's a mama's boy. He doesn't care.
I do want our marriage
Ma'am,
to work.
I'd like to hear his response.
No, I do want our marriage to work.
Sir, I want you to speak to me. What is your response to that?
I do realize that maybe if moving may improve our relationship, because then we have our own time to ourselves, where she can able to do her thing and I can do my thing.
Your own space.
Own space. I think that's the main thing, just our own space. So where she can, like I said before, she does her household a different way than my mother's. So maybe just that alone, by able to do things herself and not have to worry about someone bickering in her ear or saying something about her parenting.
Right, so you understand this is a problem, you understand it's an issue, you haven't been able to set boundaries with your mom. Now you have to talk about what a resolution is.
Yeah.
And that is being able to live somewhere where you, in close proximity, where you can have as much access to your mom to help take care of her that you need to have. You understand?
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Because what you've been doing is avoiding the issue, hoping that it works, hoping that it goes away, and that hasn't happened.
No.
So now you have to address it head on.
Yeah.
But he's too cheap to get us our own place.
Ma'am, stop criticizing him when he's saying he understands and he's trying to make some progress in the discussion we're having today. Maybe don't buy lizards, and the two of you can save more for your household, but it's been a couple of years now that you've lived with your mom.
Yes.
So you've got to make some moves and get her some more help and get you some more help. You understand?
Yeah, I completely understand. I can work on that and go forward and just see what my options are, and just to better everybody's situation. That relationship with my mom, with her, maybe some time apart might actually help their relationship.
Sir, you are married.
Yes.
With your own family.
Yes.
And your own children.
Yes.
You have to keep that in mind and make that a priority in your life as well.
Yes.
Good luck to both of you.
As far as the ultimatum, I know that I'm gonna be moving out at tax time with the kids and the rest of my animals. There's no changing his ways or his thoughts at this point.
When the judge said we need to move out, I believe that's the best option. I just need my own space, my own family, and just be able to do our own thing.
I got really emotional in the case talking about the pictures because that's the thing that hurt me the most out of this whole situation. I feel like you don't love me because you wouldn't look for it somewhere else, no matter what we've been through.
When I see my wife cry, it makes me really realize what I've done wrong. And I don't want to break my family up. I made a mistake, we all make mistakes. I just gotta learn from my mistakes and move forward.